So, first things first, we got some things. We got some things to talk about first. And one of the things that we missed was Nvidia's event. And let's just say thank you to that because going over and making a 3 hour video, mind you, the event was 2 hours. If I was reacting to it, it was going to be a 3 hour video. And thank you for somebody shortening it out because I can put it in this format and it can have its own video later next week. So I appreciate this. But the first thing we're going to do is go through all the highlights of the keynote from Nvidia. They've been doing numbers recently. If I had my top 5 vote to the first quarter in tech, Nvidia is number 1. Nvidia has been number 1. Yeah. ChatGPT, OpenAI, 2. I put them at 1 last year, for the whole of last year. But Nvidia is up there this year. They doing some numbers. And speaking of events, we also got Apple event coming up soon. That one I'm more likely to catch live. But let's just see what this event's about. Let's see what kind of stuff we can take from it. And let's see what they came out with. And let's dive into it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Helps out the algorithm. And please share to all your friends and family that are also interested in tech because we just here to learn.
I hope you realize this is not a concert. You have arrived at a developers conference. There will be a lot of science described, algorithms, computer architecture, mathematics. Blackwell is not a chip. Blackwell is the name of a platform. People think we make GPUs, and we do, but GPUs don't look the way they used to. This is Hopper. Hopper changed the world. This is Blackwell.
It seems very big. Let's just figure out. Hopefully they tell us what it is.
It's okay, Hopper. 208 billion transistors, and so you could see, I can see, there's a small line between 2 dies. This is the first time 2 dies have abutted like this together in such a way that the two dies think it's one chip. There's 10 terabytes of data between it, 10 terabytes per second, so that these two sides of the Blackwell chip have no clue which side they're on. There's no memory locality issues, no cache issues. It's just one.
One of the things I want to point out, first things first, this man said how this is a developers conference and how technical they are going to talk about this stuff is one of my favorite things. Off the bat, it's one of my favorite things. And honestly, this is an innovation. If there's no locality and everything in these chips, like, it got some competition. I see why they throwing out the old one. Its size still is pretty decently sized, especially compared to the last one. But as technology grows, you're gonna need to put more stuff within these chips, and it's gonna grow the size of them, which they're gonna figure out ways on how to confine stuff so that we can make better technology and stuff. Like for instance, the Vision Pro. It has the potential to be way better, but due to the technology restrictions at our time, you can't confine everything that you want to confine within the headset because of how big some of the other processors, chips may be, and a whole bunch of other reasons. So we're going to get there, but they also have some other stuff up here. It says the Blackwell is the AI super chip with 208 billion. Did that B stand for billion? Okay. A new second gen transformer engine, a 5th gen NVLink. Scales up to 576 GPUs. RAS engine, 100% in system self test. Secure AI. 800 gigabytes a second in the decompression engine. This looks so clean. The video, when they show their computer stuff, they really know like how to pull at the heartstrings of creating something that looks very clean. Like this whole process over here, like this whole motherboard with the whole chips in it and the color palettes. When they did an announcement earlier this year, was it Nvidia? No, AMD. AMD did one, but these chip companies, they do a good job with they're showing their computers and showing the computer builds and things like that to really attract, us people who want to build them into using their products. They're very smart.
One giant chip, and it goes into two types of systems. The first one is form fit function compatible to Hopper. And so you slide on Hopper and you push in Blackwell. That's the reason why one of the challenges of ramping is going to be so efficient. There are installations of Hoppers all over the world, and they could be the same infrastructure, same design, the power, the electricity, the thermals, the software, identical, push it right back. And so this is a Hopper version for the current HGX configuration. And this is what the second Hopper looks like this. Now this is a prototype board. This is a fully functioning board, and I'll just be careful here. This right here is, I don't know, $10 billion.
That's crazy. That's crazy to say that's $10 billion. That's funny, but if that really was that much, oh my gosh. Can you imagine? Normally when technology comes out, there's always a premium on how expensive it is, and then the price goes down when you're able to advance more technology based off of it, which is a cool scaling factor and whatever. But yeah, he's saying that no regular people get in this. He joking, but he not joking. He not joking for real. He's saying nobody is getting this unless you got the money to do it. No regular people get in a hold of this stuff.
The second one's 5. It gets cheaper after that, so any customers in the audience, it's okay. The Grace CPU has a super fast chip-to-chip link. What's amazing is this computer is the first of its kind where this much computation, first of all, fits into this small of a place. Second, it's memory coherent. They feel like they're just one big happy family working on one application together. We created a processor for the generative AI era. And one of the most important parts of it is content token generation. We call it, this format is FP4. The rate at which we're advancing computing is insane, and it's still not fast enough, so we built another chip. This chip is just an incredible chip. We call it the NVLink switch. It's 50.
Is this one cheaper? 50 billion? Where's the other one? Oh, I want to see the screen. Hold on, let me go back. Hey, he had a screen behind him. We were all watching it, weren't we not? Are we not watching the same thing together?
100 chip. It's just one giant chip.
208. Trying to compare these two, and they have us going back and forth. 4 NVLinks at 1.8 terabytes a second.
It's 50 billion transistors. It's almost the size of Hopper all by itself. This switch chip has 4 NVLinks in it, each 1.8 terabytes per second, and it has computation in it, as I mentioned. What is this chip for? If we were to build such a chip, we can have every single GPU talk to every other GPU at full speed at the same time. You can build a system that looks like this. Now this system is kind of insane. This is one DGX. This is what a DGX looks like now. Just so you know, there are only a couple, 2, 3 exaflops machines on the planet as we speak. And so this is an exaflops AI system in one single rack. I want to thank some partners that are joining us in this. AWS is gearing up for Blackwell. They're going to build the first GPU with secure AI. They're building out a 222 exaflops system.
Look at AWS doing something. Before we get to their whole partner stuff, I wanted to talk about something real quick. Before he talked about the NV link switches and the Blackwell chip, he was talking about a lot of stuff with AI and how fast everything with AI is growing and being able to basically grow in that space. And I think it's very important, especially at the time that we're at right now, to be able to reveal this stuff, because this is all going to be very important to these companies, right? They want to scale up. Especially, we just saw the updates with Gemini 1.5. 1.5 said it's running 1 million tokens a second or a task. It can, at the same time, it can run like 1 million tokens at the same time. It takes 1 token for each task, so it's like 1 million tasks at once. And that's how, and it scales way higher than all the other AI things can at this moment. Not going to say in the future, things can change in the future, but at this moment, Gemini can scale up so much in their recent update to deal with that many tokens and things. And I think he even mentioned something about tokens. Nvidia is smart for doing this because you have to be able to keep up and ahead of these companies so that they keep coming to you to get more. And when they realize they need something better, something stronger and whatever, and they are going to be very expensive to run, and you need to know this stuff, especially if you're working at one of these companies or you're using these tools. What is going into making this? This is what's going to be going into making this. This whole event, I bet you, is how they are making tools to help this artificial intelligence growth and scale up at even greater numbers than it's already got right now. And as my sweater says, the AI said it's coming. Like, it's coming. Regardless, it's going to be here. And it's going to be way crazier. Especially because of this. These last 2 products. These last 2 chips and everything. And let's just see what he has to say about the partners and things. They, like, and look, this is the beginning of the partners thing. They just put all their partners on here. You have Lenovo, all the computers and stuff, Meta, OpenAI, Tesla, Together AI, Perplexity, Recursion, look, AI 21 Labs, Character AI, Essential AI. You have Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud, AWS, Oracle. Like, oh look, every company that's big right now and going for AI, they have listed up here. All of these companies are going to be using these products. These last 2 products he just showed, they're going to use them. And it's, look, another one, Cisco, they're all here. Dell, all these different companies are buying from them. And this is why they're going to be able to grow way quicker than everybody else. And earlier this year, I said AMD would catch them. But unless AMD is showing me something that's comparable to what they just released, they ain't catching nothing. They are not catching anything. For sure. They just won't be able to, because, like, how? How are you going to? Literally, look at all their partners and stuff. These are the biggest companies in the world that deal with computers and AI right now. You tell me they're not going to? Let them add figure on this. That the little robot that we saw earlier is going to be way crazier. Way more better. And look, they figure works with OpenAI. Them partner to partner relationships is going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. But let's see what he has to say, how he's doing, what they're doing with some of these partners.
In this. AWS is gearing up for Blackwell. They're going to build the first GPU with secure AI. They're building out a 222 exaflops system. We're CUDA accelerating SageMaker AI. We're CUDA accelerating Bedrock AI. Amazon Robotics is working with us using Nvidia Omniverse and Isaac.
Amazon's robotics working with them. They building out a new GPU, all their AI stuff. They're working on it. I just said it, and that's Amazon alone. All these other companies are going to follow suit. He probably got some other partners up here. Yeah, look, he gonna talk about all the main ones. Look right here.
Sim, AWS Health has Nvidia Health integrated into it. So AWS has really leaned into accelerated computing. Google is gearing up for Blackwell. GCP already has A100s, H100s, T4s, L4s, a whole fleet of NVIDIA CUDA GPUs, and they recently announced the Gemma model that runs across all of it. We're working to optimize and accelerate every aspect of GCP. We're accelerating DataProc, which for DataProc, and a model that runs every aspect of GCP. We're accelerating DataProc, which for, and accelerate every aspect of it. We're working to optimize and accelerate every aspect of GCP. We're working to optimize Gemma model that runs across all of it. We're working to optimize and.
I think that's their. I think he pronounced it wrong. It used to be Gemma or something like that. Probably. I'll have to look it up, but I'm sure he's talking about their AI stuff as well.
And Mujoko for robotics. So we're working with Google and GCP across a whole bunch of initiatives. Oracle is gearing up for Blackwell. Oracle is a great partner of ours for NVIDIA DGX Cloud, and we're also working together to accelerate something that's really important to a lot of companies, Oracle database. Microsoft is accelerating, and Microsoft is...
We're not going to let that slide, buddy. Look at this. Microsoft as a whole. This has gone big bro, little bro. Because, look, OpenAI is in the one column over there and stuff. But you got Microsoft Azure. All their mostly deeply integrated cloud stuff is going to be using NVIDIA products. The largest connected supercomputer. That's with Microsoft Azure too. These are the AI innovators that Microsoft's partnered with, that they're going to be working with as well too. So it just adds more to it, more to the list. And one of the things I actually like looking at these events now, ever since I started this podcast, is being able to see how these companies relate to each other, how they all come together, how they work together, and what ways do they work together, how are these partnerships formed, what they do in these partnerships and stuff. I feel like it's very important to know this, especially the track that we're going down and the business and the line of work I do. I feel is very important, very, almost extremely important. So if you definitely want to know how these businesses relate to each other, they say it at their events. Samsung earlier, they talked about how they partner with Google and Gemini and stuff. How are they working together? Nvidia, they're going through all their partners, and these are step-by-step things on what they're doing with each one of these companies. Google, Microsoft, Amazon, Oracle. He's going through specifics of what they're doing. And I really love that. It's very important. It's very important. If you don't believe me now, you're going to believe me in the future when you don't know what's going on at all. How are we progressing this much? How are they working together? What am I going to invest in? Number one right here. Number one, NVIDIA.
Is accelerating, and Microsoft is gearing up for Blackwell. Microsoft and NVIDIA has a wide-ranging partnership. We're accelerating all kinds of services when you chat, obviously, and AI services that are in Microsoft Azure. It's very, very likely NVIDIA's in the back doing the inference and the token generation. They built the largest NVIDIA InfiniBand supercomputer, basically a digital twin of ours, or a physical twin of ours. We're bringing the NVIDIA ecosystem to Azure. NVIDIA DGX Cloud to Azure. NVIDIA Omniverse is now hosted in Azure. NVIDIA Healthcare is in Azure. And all of it is deeply integrated and deeply connected with Microsoft Fabric. A NIM, it's a pre-trained model, so it's pretty clever. And it is packaged and optimized to run across NVIDIA's installed base, which is very, very large. What's inside it is incredible. You have all these pre-trained, state-of-the-art open source models. They could be open source, they could be from one of our partners, it could be created by us, like NVIDIA Moment. It is packaged up with all of its dependencies. So CUDA, the right version, cuDNN, the right version, TensorRT, LLM, distributing across the multiple GPUs, Triton Inference Server, all completely packaged together. It's optimized depending on...
I haven't heard of CUDA in so long. I haven't heard of CUDA since college days and stuff, but NVIDIA even has their own... They have their own model that they're training. And I feel like it's way easier for them to train their model when they're helping all the big companies with their models and their processing and stuff. Like, you guys already have this partnership. What's going... Something ain't right here. Something ain't right here. I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't know. NVIDIA got some slick going on with all these other people that they working with and stuff. But they even got the whole Kubernetes stuff in here. I know Kubernetes, know a little about some Kubernetes. If you work with Kubernetes and you're K8s you work with K8s all the time, drop a comment. That's how I'm gonna know if y'all watch this video. Yeah, do that. But look, industry API standards, text, speech, video, image, biology, 3D. That's what all their stuff. I don't know. I just think this is just insane, like literally insane.
Whether you have a single GPU, multi-GPU, or multi-node of GPUs, it's optimized for that. And it's connected up with APIs that are simple to use. These packages, incredible bodies of software, will be optimized and packaged, and we'll put it on a website. And you can download it, you could take it with you, you could run it in any cloud, you could run it in your own data center, you can run in workstations if it fit.
See, that's why they have all them partners. He said you could run it in any cloud. That's why they partnered with them all. Hey, if you can't beat them, join them. And what happens if you join every single one? Literally, they're working with all the best cloud-based companies already. Every one of these companies have their own cloud base. Microsoft has Azure, Google Cloud Platform, AWS. Like, they all have their own cloud platforms already, and they're all working. They're working together with all of them. Make your stuff widely available. That's what they're doing right now. I didn't know the video events get down like this. This is... Hey, if I say you're number one for the whole year, you invite me to next year's event, I hope they see this. I hope they see this. I hope he sees this, honestly. But yeah, this is insane.
And all you have to do is come to ai.nvidia.com. We call it NVIDIA Inference Microservice, but inside the company, we all call it NIMS. We have a service called NeMo Microservice that helps you curate the data, preparing the data so that you could teach this, onboard this AI. You fine-tune them, and then you guardrail it. You can even evaluate the answer, evaluate its performance against other examples. And so we are effectively an AI foundry. We will do for you and the industry on AI what TSMC does for us building chips. And so we go to TSMC with our big ideas. They manufacture it, and we take it with us. And so exactly the same thing here. AI foundry, and the three pillars are the NIMS, NeMo Microservice, and DGX Cloud. We're announcing that NVIDIA AI Foundry is working with some of the world's great companies. SAP generates 87% of the world's global commerce. Basically, the world runs on SAP. We run on SAP. NVIDIA and SAP are building SAP Joule copilots
I didn't even know what SAP was. It's a whole software company. Is that bad? Is that bad? I didn't even know. I didn't even know. I don't know who these people are. Is that bad? I didn't know what this company was. Oh my gosh. I feel so bad. Oh, they're like a German company. They're a German company. So they're not in America. And we don't typically cover out of too many international companies too often. If you guys want to hear more about international companies, let me know. I'll try to look more into it. But I didn't even know. I'm about to add them to the list of places to look deeper into. That is insane. I didn't even know what I didn't even know who they were. I had no clue who they were. None at all. Dang. I feel so bad now. Oh well. Let's continue with this.
Using NVIDIA NeMo and DGX Cloud. ServiceNow, they run 85% of the world's Fortune 500 companies run their people and customer service operations on ServiceNow. And they're using NVIDIA AI Foundry to build ServiceNow Assist virtual assistants. Cohesity backs up the world's data. They're sitting on a gold mine of data. Hundreds of exabytes of data, over 10,000 companies. NVIDIA AI Foundry is working with them, helping them build their Gaia generative AI agent. Snowflake is a company that stores the world's digital warehouse in the cloud and serves over 3 billion queries a day for
Nvidia is not fair. This is not fair. You can't compete with them. They literally have the best and top prospects to work with for their business, including regular consumers. That is insane. They literally are the center of the web. Literally, if you imagine a web, spider web, and the internet, and all these tech companies, they have found a way to put themselves in the center. And center of the giants, too. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Dang.
10,000 enterprise customers. Snowflake is working with NVIDIA AI Foundry to build copilots with NVIDIA NeMo and NIMS. NetApp, nearly half of the files in the world are stored on-prem on NetApp. NVIDIA AI Foundry is helping them build chatbots and copilots like those vector databases and retrievers with NVIDIA NeMo and NIMS. And we have a great partnership with Dell. Everybody who is building these chatbots and generative AI, when you're ready to run it, you're going to need an AI factory. And nobody is better at building end-to-end systems of very large scale for the enterprise than Dell. And so anybody, any company, every company will need to build AI factories. And it turns out that Michael is here. He's happy to take your order. We need a simulation engine that represents the world digitally for the robot, so that the robot has a gym to go learn how to be a robot. We call that virtual world Omniverse. And the computer that runs Omniverse is called OVX. And OVX, the computer itself, is hosted in the Azure cloud.
The future of heavy industries starts as a digital twin. The AI agents helping robots, workers, and infrastructure navigate unpredictable events in complex industrial spaces will be built and evaluated first in sophisticated digital twins.
Once you connect everything together, it's insane how much productivity you can get. And it's just really, really wonderful. All of a sudden, everybody's operating on the same ground truth.
They got car companies too. I never once, actually, that's a lie, because I knew these chip companies were working with like Tesla and things. I didn't know if it was for an EV reason, because like the EV vehicles, they do a lot of tracking and things like that. And some of these other cars do also, but actually working with these car companies in a way of manufacturing too. Watching this is so helpful because it's allowing me to not only, I don't know about any of you guys, but when you see all these partnerships and what they're working with, and you see him explaining how it's being used, I am seeing new ways to look at how things are getting done on a daily basis around us. Things that you would never think of unless you actually pay attention to this kind of stuff. And I wish this was bigger so that more people could see and view it under a different lens than just watching a straight event. But that is insane. And we're 3/4 the way done in half an hour in this. This is why I didn't want to do a 3-hour video. I'm telling you, if this was 2 hours long, we would be having a 4-hour video on this. And can't do that. So let's just try to get through the rest of this, and then I'll give my final thoughts unless something else shocks me.
You don't have to exchange data and convert data, make mistakes. Everybody is working on the same ground truth. From the design department to the art department, the architecture department, all the way to the engineering and even the marketing department. Today we're announcing that Omniverse Cloud streams to the Vision Pro. And
I got the loudest clap for the partnership. And look, what does this mean for the Vision Pro? I need to know this first.
it is very, very strange that you walk around virtual doors when I was getting out of that car, and everybody does it. It is really, really quite amazing. Vision Pro connected to Omniverse portals you into Omniverse. And because all of these CAD tools and all these different design tools are now integrated and connected to Omniverse, you can have this type of workflow. Really incredible.
This is Nvidia Project Groot. A general-purpose foundation model for humanoid robot learning. The Groot model takes multimodal instructions and past interactions as input and produces the next action for the robot to execute.
Okay, that one Project Groot had 3 different companies' robots in there. And they're seen. I'm not going to let that slide. Tesla is this one with the black face. That's like Tesla or Figure or something like that. Amazon is the one carrying the box right there in the blue. And then they got 2 other ones. This is insane. Like these, they working together closer than we think they working together. And they think they slick. But the last thing with the Vision Pro, I really want to see more details around how that's going to work better, having that connection, and how is it going to advance the product itself. Didn't get to see that really, so kind of disappointed in that. But I'm very curious to see for the future.
Takes multimodal instructions and past interactions as input and produces the next action for the robot to execute. We developed Isaac Lab, a robot learning application to train Groot on Omniverse Isaac Sim. And we scale out with Osmo, a new compute orchestration service that coordinates workflows across DGX systems for training and OVX systems for simulation. The Groot model will enable a robot to learn from a handful of human demonstrations, so it can help with everyday tasks. And emulate human movement just by observing us. All this incredible intelligence is powered by the new Jetson Thor robotics chips, designed for Groot, built for the future. With Isaac Lab, Osmo, and Groot, we're providing the building blocks for the next generation of AI-powered robotics.
One problem with that too. Why is a robot playing drums? Why is a robot playing drums? They trying to replace humans. Imagine half of the Earth's population being electronic and being robots. AI. How would you feel about that? How safe would you feel about it? Would you be okay with it? That's the way we're heading. We're going to replace our population. We're literally going to replace ourselves. That's kind of an insane thing to think about, but it's happening. That is something. That is something for sure.
About the same size. The soul of Nvidia, the intersection of computer graphics, physics, artificial intelligence. It all came to bear at this moment. The name of that project, General Robotics 003. I know, super good. Super good. Well, I think we have some special guests. Do we?
Nah.
Hey guys. So I understand you guys are powered by Jetson. They're powered by Jetsons. Little Jetson robotics computers inside. They learn to walk in Isaac Sim. Ladies and gentlemen, this is orange, and this is the famous green. They are the BDX robots of Disney. Amazing Disney research. Come on, you guys, let's wrap up. Let's go. 5 things. Where are you going? I sit right here. Don't be afraid. Come here, Green. Hurry up. What are you saying? No, it's not time to eat. It's not time to eat. I'll give you a snack in a moment. Let me finish up real quick. Come on, Green, hurry up. Stop wasting time. This is what we announced to you today. This is Blackwell. This is the platform.
Nah. These robots, the Disney robots, they tugging on heartstrings, man. Look, I'm telling you, they're gonna have companies create robots that are from our childhoods and things like that. We're gonna see Star Wars robots walking around these streets. We're gonna see actual robots moving and doing stuff that we would do. And I almost find that insane. Almost find it insane, but I can't because it's happening. And how fast is it happening? They brought these robots out on stage. They brought Disney robots on stage that work most of the part. They don't know how to listen fully, but still, that is amazing, man. That is literally amazing, and it's a shocker. But I hope everybody got to learn something about Nvidia and how they're working with stuff. That was actually a very knowledgeable event, and to put together a lot of information and get my bearings on a lot of new technology and what's coming up and how they are working together. So I actually want to say thank you for that event. That from Nvidia, I wouldn't get worried about anything, but that is insane. That was such a good event. I can't even lie. Apple has a lot to step up for their event, but I can't lie.